Well, meantime, tensions between the U.S. and Russia mounting as Russia increases the number of troops positioned on its border with Ukraine. And there are reports a Russian invasion could come as early as January. NewsNation correspondent Michael Shore joining us live. So, Michael, what is the latest in this really war of words here?
It's a war of words, and in the world, Nicole, of foreign policy, they call this saber-rattling. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken in Stockholm yesterday, meeting with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov. Big mistake there. Sergei Lavrov saying that the Americans are playing with fire if they are going to put conditions on any NATO expansion into those former Soviet republics. And so what we're seeing now is a little bit of posturing on the part of Russia being met with foreign policy decisiveness on the part of the United States. There is a call that's supposed to happen. It's not on the schedule yet. It hasn't been made public. But right now, the two sides are at one another. As plans are being finalized for a scheduled call between President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin in the coming days, Ukraine remains the focus. Putin's foreign affairs advisor saying that the Russian leader will demand a binding agreement that would exclude further weapon systems that would, quote, threaten us on the territories of neighboring countries, including Ukraine.
We now are talking to Moscow in connection with their latest provocation, this massive buildup on Ukraine's border, or near Ukraine's border. And Moscow is now asking to be paid for undoing their own provocations. I don't see why the United States or NATO would do this.
John Herbst, former ambassador to Ukraine in the second Bush administration, supports an aggressive diplomatic play by the Biden administration toward Putin.
Moscow had a solemn obligation in the Budapest Memorandum and under various other international agreements not to invade Ukraine, not to seize and annex Ukrainian territory, and they ignored it.
The White House echoing this sentiment Friday.
I think it's important to remember where the provocative action is coming from at this point in time. It's not the United States. It's not Ukraine.
Preparation, the White House says, could include sanctions.
Of course, economic sanctions are an option, but we are going to do that in coordination with our European partners, with Congress. Those consultations have been ongoing, and we just want to be prepared.
John Herbst calls this the right way to deal with Putin.
Putin, while he's a risk taker, does not take stupid risks. And while he may huff and puff that sanctions don't hurt him, they certainly do, and he knows that.
Nicole, Ambassador Herbst told me that he thinks it's probably a 5% chance that Putin will actually go into Ukraine with those troops. The Ukrainian defense minister saying that there are 94,300 troops there, that they believe the timeline is January for those troops to go in. John Herbst, the former ambassador to Ukraine from the United States, who knows the area very well implicitly, said that he thinks that this could happen at any time if it were to happen. But again, he doesn't think it will. And this phone call between the two leaders, Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin, whenever that happens, will determine a little bit about the road forward. Nicole?
Yeah, this is a very important story, though. Certainly, we need to keep our eyes on it. All right, Michael, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.